Hi there. So one of the things that people asked me to go over in the online Q&A this morning was using the online library resources. So I'm just going to make a few videos, hopefully, to talk you through some of that. Now, I'm not obviously as expert in this as a librarian, so I'll show you some services that I use and I'm familiar with. You can also email the library and get more specific advice if you need it. So first of all, we're going to go on to the main DkIT website, and then at the top here I'm going to click on library, and then it'll bring me to the library website, and you can see here that they have a coronavirus library update here. So their library guide on how to use it, the online resources, opens in this page here, and it's this blue and white format is usually what the library is using. Okay, so they can talk you down through all the various things there, and then underneath here they have some useful resources. So for example, they have their Harvard referencing guide, they've got subject guides and so on. So these are handy places to start. I'm going to go back to the main library now for a minute and show you something that I find useful are the subject guides. So if you click on subject guide underneath the main menu, and then they open up another option where you have one here in the middle called subject guides. So if you click on that, and then I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to pick on School of Health and Science Veterinary Nursing. So now I'm on the DkIT Veterinary Nursing guide, and you'll find a lot of useful resources here in one place that are really handy. So I'll talk you through roughly what you'll find here. On the welcome page, you can find some links to how to use library reading lists. They've got a link here to the how to use electronic ebooks. I'll go through that in a separate video. How to spot bad signs, which is handy if you're looking at an article and wondering is this actually true or not. That can be a useful thing to look at. Then in the middle here they have access to the library catalogue, and then they have some vet nursing textbooks which are in the library collection. Lorna O'Connor is the librarian who's in charge of the School of Health and Science students. So if you have any queries about specific resources you can't find, you're having trouble with, for example, you can email Lorna. So if you click on this here, it should open up your email on your computer, and her address is lorna.o'connor@dkit.ie. Okay. If I go back then to my email, go back to the page here. Another useful thing here is in this quick link section, you can see, for example, on your account what books you currently have out, when they're due and so on. They'll automatically renew on you while the library is working online, so you can keep a track on that here. You can go to the home page, you can go to Moodle, you can go to exam papers. A lot of kind of useful links in here in one place. Okay, you can also click through onto the modules for the vet nursing program here if you want. Okay, and then they have a section down here that covers the interlibrary loan if you need one. So that's the home page. Then at the top they've got some other options here. Using the library has some useful videos in here. There's one of me explaining why Wikipedia isn't a great resource in some instances. So you can have a look through that. It's probably more so maybe for first years than for students who are familiar with the library, but you might find something helpful there. The how-to then has these useful things which you might find, like, so for example, if you want advice on using Mendeley, they have a tutorial in here. How to do Harvard referencing, they have a section in here. So if you click on that, it'll bring you through to the DkIT guide to Harvard referencing. So that's going to give you information as well. That's handy. I'd recommend you keep that open when you're doing your references and citations. Okay, so you can have a look in there. Research skills then, this is more general. Again, it's talking about the process of research and what to do and how to use it. Journal articles and databases. This one is handy because what Lorna has done here is she's put direct links to the vet nursing journals that the library has. So if you want to go straight, say, to let's say that you want to look in the vet nursing journal, you can click on it here and it'll open up in a new page directly to the online access to the vet nursing journal from the DkIT library. So if you click on this lad here, online resource, Taylor and Francis are the publisher. So click on that. It brings you to Taylor and Francis website, but it does so through DkIT. So Taylor and Francis knows this is a user who has access to this through their library. So you log in using your DkIT credentials, and then what will happen is the vet nursing journal resources will open, but because you're logged in as a user that's approved by DkIT, you'll be able to download the full PDF of the article and not just the abstract, for example. Okay, so you can find access to the main articles here in practice. The VIJ, the VNJ, and the vet record are all available here. Okay, you also have a link to the library databases, and if you want interlibrary loans. So I'll do another video on using the individual journal articles in multi-search, because that's sometimes people have trouble with that as well. And then using websites, again, you're trying to decide, is this website a good resource or not? Okay, so you can look at, there's some guidelines here on trying to decide, is this a useful website? So for example, is it a reliable source, or is it just somebody kind of writing stuff on the internet without any science behind it? So that's an overview of the library services and the vet nursing library guide, which I recommend you familiarise yourself with. I'll do some more videos in on specific tools or resources you might find yourself using. Thanks.